Hello and welcome to the Golf Show, another packed hour of golfing content from around the world. Some special guests for you today as well. Butch Harmon will be with us, as will Tom Lewis, getting ready to play in that first event back on the PGA Tour. First up, though, we're going to look at some big news in the world of golf, and that is the return we're hearing of the European Tour, the UK swing. Let's just show you how that's going to look, first of all, before we speak to the CEO. And it starts with the Betfred British Masters. That is hosted by Lee Westwood at Close House, July 22nd for that. And these will run in successive weeks, the English Open and English Challenge to follow at the Forest of Arden and Hanbury Manor, 2 events at the Celtic Manor, and then finally the UK Championship at the Belfry. Really impressive stuff, a charitable aspect to it as well, and a really well done to the European Tour for putting all of this together. So a little earlier on today, I had the opportunity to ask a few questions to the CEO and Keith Pelley just about the UK swing and, well, how difficult was it to put together and what have been the players' responses?
It was very difficult, Nick. It took quite a bit of time and quite a bit of effort from a lot of terrific members of my team who certainly had their creative minds and creative brains at work. But it started with Dr. Andrew Murray, and Dr. Andrew Murray is our chief medical officer, and he gave us his comment over again is everything we need to do is about mitigating risk. So he gave us the direction to say the best opportunity for you to play in a safe and a healthy environment is in one country, as many tournaments as you can. So our aspiration was to play at the beginning 6 or 7 events in one country. Obviously, we chose the UK for a number of different reasons. But in order for us to create a bubble, a health bubble that would allow us to really create a medical test facility at the hotel, at the golf course, so that we could ensure complete safety for our players, for our caddies, for our broadcasters, and for our staff. And the players have been just wonderfully appreciative of it. And there is no question we've learned a lot in creating this UK swing, and no doubt next year there will be a different form of it. But I'm pretty well convinced that the British Masters next year will have a couple other events side by side.
Yeah, congratulations on what you've managed to put together, Keith, in a really tough time for everybody involved as well. You know what, when I think of the European Tour, I think one of the great pros of this tour is its global nature. But how much, for you, has that actually been one of the big problems? It's all right for the PGA Tour, they get everybody into the United States and off they go on the tour. How much of a challenge has the global stature of the European Tour been for you?
Well, Nick, I think that's probably been our biggest challenge, and we always say that it's our biggest advantage in the fact that we play in 31 different countries, and our diversity is one of our great selling points. But in this time of crisis, it's been a challenge because you're dealing with, again, 30 different governments, 30 different sets of rules, regulations, and everything that we're doing. And any time that we can play, we have to play in a safe and healthy environment. But in addition, the government has to provide us with the regulations and the restrictions and the permission to play. But not only the permission, they need to embrace it. And so now, as opposed to dealing with one government and one set of rules, you are... last week I was saying to our head of communications, Scott Crockett, yesterday, last week there was one day I had 4 different calls with 4 different governments, and they were 4 completely different conversations. So it has been a challenge. And again, for us this year, and probably going forward, it will all be about minimizing travel for the players, which will allow us to be able to play in that safe and healthy environment.
The UK is alive with excitement, you'd have to say. So many times I've seen on social media people saying, oh my goodness, the announcement of these 6 tournaments, from a selfish point of view, as being in the UK, this is magnificent because we love our summer of sport and we're going to get it. What's the ambition beyond this, and how much are you really at the beck and call of not just our government, but governments around Europe and around the world, in fact, because of the nature of it. What's the ambition for the future with this?
Well, we have 24 tournaments on our schedule right now. We haven't announced all of those at this particular time. We've only announced the 6 in the UK swing and 4 of our Rolex Series events, including the BMW PGA Championship here at Wentworth and the Aberdeen Standard Investment Scottish Open in Scotland in October. But the concept is the same. Our schedule that we have, that we are just trying to finalize, and that's why it's been so difficult, is again dealing with all the different governments and the restrictions and customizing our, what I call the medical health strategy, which is a comprehensive document, and customizing that for every different government has been an arduous process for sure. But what our plan is after we have 6 in the UK, another 2 in another country, maybe another 2 in another country, then I believe we have another 4 potentially here in the UK, and then in November, our aspiration is to move to Asia. So everything we're monitoring very, very closely. But like I said, what I can tell you is we have had 30 tournaments that have either been postponed or canceled. The Alfred Dunhill is the only tournament that remains in the same place on our schedule right now. So it has been really a complex, comprehensive process to put together this. And our goal is obviously to reduce the travel restrictions, but also to look forward to the future and look forward to 2021. And as I said to the media last week, this is a glimpse of the future. And we have created these tournaments. We've created and funded these tournaments all on our own. But now we're looking for partners. We've already had some great interest who love the concept of the UK swing. Our great broadcast partner in Sky are excited about it. And of course, I would be remiss in not mentioning that in the UK swing, 500,000 the European Tour has donated going to charity, 50,000 to the golf courses where we're playing. They will decide how to support the local community. And then during the 6 tournaments, we'll have a mini order of merit, and those 10 players will be given 250,000, not each distributed through the 10, to give to the charities of their liking. So there is a big charity element and a big give back as we're using the strapline Golf for Good.
It's immensely impressive, Keith. Congratulations to you and the whole team. One last thing, it is a time to evolve and maybe a chance to take stock of where we are, how golf is changing, how we can change. And one of the things you've been seen to say recently is potential for miking up players. Now, obviously, we saw that with Rory and with Tiger and their little bits in the off-season. Where did the idea come from, and what would that bring to the party for the experience for fans?
Well, one of our broadcast executives calls us the king of innovation, and we're always trying to push the envelope. And there's been a lot of talk about microphones on players and on caddies, and in order for us to play behind closed doors, although there will be a lot of coverage, to give it a little bit more energy and to give it a little bit more excitement, we're trying to do a couple of different things, and miking players is just one of them. But I would say, Nick, I think you were a pioneer in it. You wore a microphone at the British Masters, did you not?
I did indeed, but it didn't work that well purely because I hit so many shots, Keith. I think we ran out of batteries. But yeah, it was nice to be a part of something brand new in that technology. I've just before we go, I've got my trophy here behind me. I see you're a very good player, Keith. I've noticed by the backdrop there. I mean, you're cracking CEO, but what a player with all those trophies behind you.
Oh no, these are. Yeah, take my glasses off. This is Colin Montgomery's European Tour Order of Merit 1993. These are the 8 Order of Merits that Colin Montgomerie won. And all over this room are pictures of Colin Montgomerie. I can tell you that he won. He had 31 European Tour wins, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2013. We've had our new boardrooms when we renovated here at Wentworth. We called one the Seve Ballesteros room, one the Colin Montgomerie room, and one the Nick Faldo room. And what we're doing, though, is we're still building a little out the back, and the room is going to be massive, our new room, and we're calling it the Nick Doherty room.
Ah, there you go. That's what I like to hear, Keith. As you see, you are sharing in all of the achievements of Colin Montgomerie, Faldo, Seve in there as well. All for one and one for all. It has been the philosophy of the European Tour. Many congratulations and good luck with the UK swing, Keith.
Thanks, Nick.